What's up, YouTube? This is Red Zone 101. As always, God bless and peace. Hey guys, I got another video for you. This video is more for new shooters. As the title says, beware of the squib load. But before that, I want to introduce you to my girls that are going to help me to talk about this video. I got Ebony and I got Ivory. And yes, these two live in perfect harmony the way we all should. Just like the song goes by Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson. Now what I have here, these are two Beretta 92 FSRs. Now these are 22 versions of the popular Beretta 92 FS. Okay? And they come with a suppressor kit. So in other words, the barrels are threaded. Again, these are not loaded. Let me show you. Not loaded. No mag in that one. Not loaded. No mag. Now, the suppressor kit comes with a fake suppressor. These are not real, okay? But it kind of gives you something to put on your gun until you get your real one, what have you. Which I really don't plan on doing. I just like the way this looked. I thought it would be kind of cool to take to the range and just practice with it. And yes, you can use a suppressor, well, this fake suppressor, to actually shoot with regular ammo. So those are my girls. I want to talk to you about an experience that I had last Saturday when I went to the range. This is right after Thanksgiving. Met up to the range with a buddy of mine, and we were going to do some shooting, right? So I took Ebony and Ivory, because I just got these just recently, maybe about a couple of months ago, if that, and I really haven't had a chance to really shoot them. So wanted to take them to the range and, you know, just do some plinking with them, make sure that everything was working the way that it should. So we get to the range, right? And I take my guns, I put them on the counter there, like I'm on the range, and I take my magazines out, put them on the counter. Now normally I'm using CCI mini mags, which is really good ammo for 22. Okay, and so I take Ebony, load up a mag, rack the slide back, I point towards my target that's downrange, and I fire. And instead of a bang, I heard this a pop. You could barely hear it. And I looked at the gun, still pointing downrange, because normally 22s don't have a lot of recoil, but you'll feel something. So I looked at my gun, and from the barrel right here, I saw a little smoke come up. And I thought, that's not good. So now the hammer was cocked back, right? And I checked the chamber. I pulled the slide back, and it ejected the casing. But I knew that something was wrong. So I took my gun apart there, right at the range. I took the takedown lever down, and I took the slide off, took the recoil spring out, took the barrel out, and with the barrel, I tilted it up towards the light. Nothing but darkness. That let me know that I have an obstruction in my barrel. In other words, what I had just experienced was a squib round, or what's called a squib load. Now, what a squib load is, and actually this is the actual casing and the bullet right here to the squib load. There's the casing, and here is the actual bullet right there. Now, what happens is this bullet here, so you do this demonstration. You probably can't see that. Okay, the bullet there. Once the primer is struck, because this is a rimfire, it ignites the powder, which is supposed to push this bullet all the way through the barrel. But what happens, for whatever the reason, there's not enough pressure, not enough powder, like in whatever the casing here, to push the bullet completely through the barrel. So what happens is the bullet actually gets stuck about halfway in the barrel, and you have an obstruction. Now, the problem with that is if, let's say, you didn't know that was a potential squib round, and let's say that you didn't check, and let's say you just said, "Well, that round was really light," so you rack it back, the casing comes out, and you go, "Well, okay, I guess it's okay. I can shoot again." You go to fire again, but you don't realize that there's a bullet stuck in the middle of your barrel. Now, that is a recipe for disaster because once you fire that second bullet, that pressure that's pushing that round through has got to come out somewhere. That could potentially blow up your barrel, damage your gun, or worse yet, could damage you because it could actually, if there's enough pressure, it could actually break the slide off backwards and actually send that towards you, resulting in serious injury or worse. So again, beware of the squib round. And the reason I know this is because that's not the first time it's happened to me. And thank God every time it did happen, it was with the 22. Okay? There was one time I was using this really low velocity ammo, like quiet ammo, and I was using it in a long rifle. And it didn't have enough pressure to push it all the way through the barrel. So, I've experienced it before. That's why I'm telling you, be very careful, especially you new shooters when you're out there, because a lot of these ammo manufacturers are trying to keep up with demand. From what I've heard from my people that work at the range, that sometimes quality is not quite where it should be. Okay, and sometimes you can get a bad round. So you got to be very careful. So if you're shooting and instead of a bang, you get a pop, whether it's a handgun, whether it's an AR, whether it's a rifle, what have you, don't fire the next round. Do like I did. When that happened, I slowly dropped the hammer. That was after I racked the casing out. Slowly drop the hammer, drop your mag. Again, make sure your gun is unloaded. If it's a handgun, take it apart and check that barrel. If it's a rifle, open the action. Let's say that this is a rifle. Open the action. Put a flashlight right here. First of all, we'll drop your mag and make sure your gun is empty. Put a flashlight in here, meaning shine it in, and then look into the barrel. If you can't see that light, you got a problem. Do not fire that gun again. Okay? So anyway, once that happened, thank God that there was a cleaning rod like at the range. So I was able to take that barrel, tap that round out, and once I tapped it out, and thank God it was a 22, because if it was a 9mm or let's say a 40 caliber, 357, a 308, 223, it would have been a lot harder to get that round out. But with the 22, I couple of taps, boom, 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 I got it out. I looked up, I checked my barrel. My barrel wasn't damaged, wasn't cracked or what have you. Everything looked good in it. So I put the gun back together, put the barrel back in, put the recoil spring back in, put the gun back together, put a mag in it, racked it, pointed it down range. Not a single problem after that. But again, thank God that I didn't pull the trigger again. Now, 22 doesn't have as much pressure as, let's say, a 9mm like or else a 40, but still, that could have been a really bad day at the range. So you guys, beware of the squib round, okay? I mean, that can happen with any caliber. It isn't just 22. I was out to the range about 2-3 weeks ago, and I was shooting my 9mm. And I was using Winchester White Box. Now, granted, I know that's low-grade target ammo, but still, out of that box, I had about 2-3 rounds that just wouldn't fire. So again, you can get a bad round in almost any caliber. Now, granted, with more of your premium ammo, you're not going to have that problem, but you got to remember, these things are man-made, okay? And because of that, they're not perfect, all right? So hopefully this video has been helpful to someone out there. again, just be careful. Firearms can be a lot of fun, for recreation, target practice, what have you, and they can be very beneficial for self defense and home defense. But at the same time, you got to remember that they do have the potential to be dangerous. Okay, especially if they're not well taken care of, if you're using really bad ammo. And I was really surprised that that happened with CCI. But then again, that can happen with, I mean, you can get a bad round period. I mean, it doesn't matter who's making it. Some manufacturers make better ammo than others. But bottom line, stuff happens. Thank God I just didn't pull the trigger a second time. So guys, hopefully this video was helpful. As always, want to thank you for watching. I'm home today, so I wanted to make this video. Didn't go to work because got a little flooding going on in the basement. So we had a rain last night and water's coming up, so I've been pumping the water out. Thank God it hasn't gotten to the appliances. I got a plumber supposed to come over a little bit after 12, so hopefully we can snake that main drain. Hope it's just bad roots and we can get that problem solved. That said, I'm not going to complain because there's a lot of people out there that are experiencing a lot worse. I mean, you've got people that have lost their livelihoods due to flood, these hurricanes, and hey, so I'm not tripping over this. I just thank God for the day is what we all should do. Thank God for this day. Get through the day. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Be safe out there. Always watch yourself, your six, pray, and peace. Thanks for watching.